Hello guys, welcome yet again to another Yobuko video. I know they're coming out faster now. I'm getting used to editing it at this level, so I hope you guys have been enjoying the content. But without further ado, let me get into this video. I'm here to talk about Nebula control. There's been so many different variants of Nebula control. This deck for me has like a 62% win ratio, probably higher. As always, the stats don't record on phone, but this deck has been working out amazingly for me. It's what got me to 95. If you guys watched my last video, Cerebro is the one that got me from 95 to infinite, because it just had that surprise factor for stealing those cubes. A lot of people in rank 90 are really careful and trying not to lose cubes, so climbing one by one is a bit slow. And with this deck, a lot of people can tell when you're going to win because you've already locked down lanes with Professor X, or you've locked down a lane with Storm. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna just get into the analysis. What you guys are gonna see is the deck overview. I'll give you guys a deck overview here. So if you guys just want to take a look at all of the cards, I got some of the replacements up top. I'll talk about those a little bit more in depth, but you can see I've put some keys on some of what I think are the key cards in this deck. Even though I put a key on Nebula, you could replace Nebula with Sunspot if you really feel like it, or if you don't own Nebula. The reason Chavez is a key card is just to push the rest of these cards into your hand, because Chavez you won't draw until turn 6. And then you have Storm on Professor X for locking down some locations. You have Shang-Chi and Enchantress as tech cards to try and counter the enemy. And you have Zabu to make those 4-cost cards cheaper, such as Shang-Chi, Rescue, Drax, and Enchantress. There's definitely loads of different variants of this deck, but for me, this deck worked amazingly. I'm gonna go into more depth about why certain choices. You might see some weird ones here, like Rescue. You never really see that card being played, but Rescue just helps me lock down lanes with Professor X. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content recently with all of the higher level edited content. And yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're a small channel, so every like, comment, and subscription massively helps. Come by the stream, check it out. So yeah, let's get into the card analysis. So first things first, you guys have probably heard enough about this card, but we're going to be taking a look at Nebula. Now, Nebula is an amazing card, probably one of the best 1-cost cards. I said if you don't have this card, you could potentially replace it with Sunspot to get energy in those locations that you lock down with Professor X or with Storm. But preferably, you want to get Nebula. Obviously, Killmonger is your enemy, and if they Killmonger you, then you're kind of screwed. But if you have Nebula in a Professor X lane, then you can't get destroyed anyway. And a lot of people try to save Killmonger to the last turn. And sometimes you can lock down a location with Storm or Professor X, and then Cosmo another location where you think they're going to Killmonger and really counter them. Daredevil also helps with this. So yeah, Nebula, if you guys don't know, every time your opponent doesn't play a card here, you get +2 power, which means you just add so much control on the board. The opponent feels that they have to play into Nebula, which is when you can then counter them with maybe on a turn 2 Star-Lord, which you know, gets more power if an opponent plays a card there. It's just a lot of predicting your opponent, trying to force them into playing how you want them to play, locking down locations, and Nebula just aids with all of that. Then we move into the second card, which is Daredevil. Daredevil is actually one of my favorite cards. Like, having the ability to see the enemy's play on turn 5 just allows so much counterplay, especially with this deck, because you're not always going to be looking to Professor X them on turn 5. Obviously, in an ideal scenario, you want to be looking down a location with Professor X, but you could also Storm on a turn 4, and that way on turn 5 you can see, are you going to beat them in that Storm location? You can do the maths and see, do you have to play anything there? If you already have a Nebula, will Nebula get big enough over the next 2 turns? Or you can play a Drax to catch them off guard and get like an 8 power just because you can see they're playing a card. So yeah, Daredevil, just insane, lets you see what the enemy's playing. You can really counterplay them. There's so many different options in this deck as well to counterplay, with Enchantress, with Shang-Chi, with Cosmo, Star-Lord, and Drax. So yeah, Daredevil, massive key card, really works well in this deck. And we're going to move on to the next card, which is Star-Lord. I briefly just spoke about it. Star-Lord, on reveal, if your opponent played a card here, he gets +3 power. It's a nice cheap card, 2 and 2, he becomes a 2/5 if they play a card, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to be playing Star-Lord when you're certain the enemy is playing a card. One of my favorite combos is to do Nebula turn 1 and then play Star-Lord on turn 2 where Nebula is, and you either get +2 on Nebula because they didn't play something there, or you get a +3 on Star-Lord if they did play something there. So yeah, Star-Lord, you're locking down a lot of lanes, you're predicting what the enemy's doing. Like I said with Daredevil, sometimes you can even get a playoff on turn 5. If you already have Zabu down and you have Daredevil, you can even Star-Lord and Drax on turn 5 onto one of their cards and just hit them with a massive amount of power. And then we're going to move on to the next card, which is Zabu. Zabu, self-explanatory, been in the game for a while. All of your 4-cost cards cost 1 less. It works amazingly well in this deck because we have 4 4-cost cards, which are Shang-Chi, Rescue, Drax, and Enchantress. Zabu just allows you to play them maybe a turn early, or maybe get to play 2 of those on turn 6. And playing like a Shang-Chi Enchantress on turn 6 can really swing 2 lanes, or playing a Drax on turn 6 with an Enchantress. You can just get so much power off, and yeah, Zabu, key card in this. You can play so much more, and that's why we have so many 4-cost cards. Then we move on to Storm. Storm has really shone in this meta. This is a really big control meta right now. Storm is great because you have ways of securing that location. Sometimes I like to rescue and then Storm, and then that way you have like 9 power with rescue, 2 power with Storm, 11. They can't even beat it, and then you can just focus all your other power in another lane while they frantically try to throw stuff down. Obviously Storm really synergizes well with Nebula because your opponent can't play any more cards here, and Nebula's going to get +2 each time they can't play a card there. Storm also synergizes with Drax here, Star-Lord. You can just counter the opponent. They try and throw a bunch of power, they waste their cards. You can counter them with Drax getting a big amount of power, or Star-Lord getting a big amount of power on that Storm lane, or you can just flat out ignore it if you have Nebula there and maybe have a Daredevil to see what they're doing. So yeah, Storm again just offers so much control and that ability to just lock a whole lane down and make sure and confirm that you've already won one whole lane is just great. Now we're moving on to Cosmo. Cosmo's here to block the opponent of his on reveal ability. Sometimes you might see they're going to play something on turn 5 with Daredevil. You might also be able to predict that they're going to Killmonger. You might even be able to predict that they're going to Galactus, and you can just catch them off guard with a Cosmo if you have priority. Cosmo is just a nice card to have, offers a lot more control. You can just really, again, affect how your opponent's playing. It's my favorite thing to do with Cosmo is if they have a destroy deck and just playing it just before they're about to destroy that Sabretooth Wolverine Nova, then they fill up their lane, and usually you just get a retreat off of that one card. So yeah, Cosmo is amazing, just a lot about reading the opponent, like much of this deck is. Then we move on to Shang-Chi. Not going to spend too much time on Shang-Chi. He just destroys all enemy cards at this location that have 9 or more power. He's not as great as he was back in the meta where a lot of people are playing Red Skull Shuri, but Shang-Chi is always going to be good because he's Shang-Chi and he can always destroy those big cards. On the last turn you can swing. Sometimes as well you can predict they're going to play a Chavez, and if you don't have priority you play Shang-Chi into the lane where you think they're going to play a big card, or where they're going to play Death, or so on and so forth. Shang-Chi is just a great surprise tech card. You can just win lanes that looks like you're completely losing. Yeah, Shang-Chi, great card. Then we move on to Rescue. Rescue is where a lot of people are going to be like, why are you playing Rescue? To be honest, Rescue just offers so much power randomly. The only thing with Rescue is because she hits 9 power, she is susceptible to Shang-Chi. You could change her out if she's not working for you, but I really like Rescue. I think Rescue is really good. You could maybe swap it out for an Atuma, or even Gamora. But the fact that she's a 4-cost, you can reduce it to a 3-cost with Zabu, and you can play Rescue on turn 4 and then Professor X into Rescue blindly if you haven't been able to play Daredevil, or if they've played a Daredevil, and it's pretty hard for them to beat in sort of one turn. A 9 power from Rescue and a 3 power from Professor X, and you can just get a free lockdown on the lane just like that within 2 turns. So yeah, I really like Rescue. Rescue definitely paid off for me, and sometimes on turn 5 you play Rescue, play Chavez into Rescue if you know they haven't got a Shang-Chi, or you're pretty confident, and then boom, in 2 turns you played 18 power, which is absolutely insane, and that's not including if you've been able to play something else on top of Rescue that turn before. So yeah, Rescue is amazing. Just a way to get a lot of power. I experimented with this deck a little bit, and I was struggling sometimes to lock down lanes. I couldn't get enough power out, and Rescue just sort of solves that problem. Then we move on to Drax, which is weird because before this season we rarely ever saw Drax, but now because of this, where you're locking down locations with Storm, Professor X, and you have Daredevil, it's kind of easier to predict where your enemy's going to play, and being able to get a 4/8 is very safe because you know you can't get Shang-Chi'd, and as long as you can hit that on reveal, like I said, it's easier because you know you got the locations locked down. You can get him to a 4/8 pretty easy. Drax is just a lovely card in this. Like I said, you can Storm Drax, you can Daredevil so that you can Drax for certain later on, then lock down that lane with a Professor X. Just so many different possibilities with Drax, just a lot of power, and like I said, because you're locking down lanes, it's pretty obvious where the enemy is going to play, which is another reason why Gamora could be good in this deck. I did experiment with it instead of Chavez, but I just like having Chavez because it pushes a lot more of these control cards into your hand. Now we move on to Enchantress. Enchantress, amazing card, 4/6, which is a crazy stat line, and her ability to remove ongoing abilities is also crazy. There's so many ongoing cards right now with Morbius, so on and so forth. I'm not going to sit here and list all of them, but yeah, Enchantress, just amazing counter. You can counter Patriot decks, you can counter discard decks, you can counter ongoing decks. So many, and even if the enemy isn't playing any ongoing cards, 4/6 is such a nice stat line. If you really want to play your card just to get it down, or if you want to counter their Zabu, you want to counter their Sarah, you want to counter whatever, Enchantress is just amazing card right now. Then we move on to Professor X, the bald man himself. He is great for locking down locations, and you're going to get a lot of retreats with this because of the simple fact that you Professor X the right lane. And he synergizes great with Daredevil, he synergizes great with Rescue, synergizes great with a lot of cards in this deck. But Professor X just allows you to lock down those locations. Enemies then can't add anything unless they got a Jeff. But more than most times, you're going to be able to play Professor X into Rescue, or Professor X into a lane that you have Nebula in, where you're going to be able to constantly gain some more power, or you're going to be able to just throw down a huge amount of power that they won't be able to contest. Then we move on to the final card in this deck, which is America Chavez. America Chavez just aids you with getting all these other cards into your hand. Basically, she starts on the bottom of your deck and you don't draw until turn 6, which means that the other 11 cards that you have in your deck are more likely to be in your hand, and it just allows you to get all the control cards that you need to be able to deal with the opponents that you meet. Chavez also allows you to help win the lanes. Once you've locked down one lane, I used to struggle because I didn't have Chavez, I didn't have enough high power cards. I would lock down one lane with either Storm or Professor X, then I just couldn't win the last 2 lanes because I just didn't have enough power. Sometimes you just want flat power. You throw Chavez down in the last turn and you can just win. More reason that she's in here is just to push the other cards into your hand. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little deck analysis card overview. I'm gonna give you guys the screen again here from my deck, and you guys can have a little look. You can look at the replacements too if you don't own some of the cards. The replacements are pretty self-explanatory. You know, Gamora, like I said, you have a lot of lanes locked down. If you want to really hit them with a lot of power, you can play Gamora. Rocket is good as well. Maybe you can replace Star-Lord with Rocket. Sunspot again if you don't have Nebula. We have a Tumor. I would say a Tumor could replace Rescue. You can do the similar play of play a Tumor on turn 4 and then play Professor X into it, because a Tumor won't destroy. You can have Jeff so that you can add some power to those Storm and Professor X lanes. You can have Claw to add power to Professor X or to Storm lanes. Spider-Man just for the added bit of control as well. And Armor, if you're really struggling and you think that you're going to get Killmongered a lot on your Nebula, you could always do Nebula, Armor, Storm. Make sure they can't destroy that one cost card. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to give you guys some gameplays, like 3 or 4, maybe 5 games if I'm feeling saucy. And I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We're a tiny channel, so it helps a lot. Peace. I'll take the 1 cube, man. I'm trying to hit infinite as fast as possible right at the beginning of the season, and I want to try and see if we can hit like 200, 300. Obviously, you probably know with this deck. I probably should start changing deck, to be honest with you. I like to do that and just catch people off guard, because most people don't want to play something in a random thing. Okay. Play Zabu in middle. Then you won't want to Enchantress in middle. You here yesterday? Hey, what you been playing, Fang? I was thinking about playing Patriot. I feel like Patriot could get me there. I honestly haven't had a lot of time. My girlfriend's been off for work, so I've been spending a lot of time with her. I think I could have made it already. Maybe I'm just making an excuse. Nah, genuinely, I think I could have made it. How you doing, Fang? We played against each other, bro, but I changed my name and I really regret it. So, you probably didn't realize. I feel like I retreated versus you. As hard as it is to admit. Oh, you're playing discard? Yeah, discard is super strong right now too. Maybe I should play some discard. What do you think he's gonna pull out? Oh, nice. Just Shang-Chi, right, I think. Or do I just Professor X left? I'm gonna Professor X left because I think I can win right with Shang-Chi. And just hope he don't play nothing over there. Let's see. If he does, he does. But then I think we can swing right back anyway with Shang-Chi. I'm gonna snap now because I think we can win. This deck's doing pretty good for me though. I have like a 60-something% win rate. And I've made like 90 cubes off of it. I just haven't played like a ton. We are snapping. A risky snap. I feel like he's definitely going to play something left because he has 4 out of 10 power. But the thing is, it's just sort of like, I can just play Shang-Chi on the last turn anyway. Just swing it. You know what, even if I Professor X'd on right and you didn't play anything, then I could have drawn. But then I don't want to draw. Maybe I should have just Professor X. I mean, I should have Shang-Chi'd Star-Lorded on right. Maybe that would have been a better play. It all depends on what he plays on left. He probably is going to win left. I have a bit of a bad feeling. Turn 5, he can probably put down a lot of power. We have no idea what his deck is as well. We've only seen Thor and Jubilee. Maybe it's a Mr. Negative. No, Mr. Negative deck wouldn't really make sense. What did he play on left? Oh, Dracula's not good for us. Really not good for us. He has to leave something good in his hand. It means he can't play a big power card on right, which is actually kind of good for us. So what we can do is 5. So we can just Shang-Chi Enchantress. And he can't really play a big power card over here, because he's going to try and leave it in his hand for Dracula. So I think we win this. We definitely win mid. I don't know if we win left because he just needs to leave something that has more than 3 power in his hand. But we're putting down 9 power on right. But he's not going to play his big card because he wants Dracula to take it. That's my guess anyway. Okay, Vision. Skipped 1. And yeah, in the 20. Let's go! Let's go. The only thing with this deck is like I don't get a lot of cubes a lot of the time because people sort of retreat a lot. There's no way for me to win there. He got so lucky with the leader both times. He's got a flood deck which we can deal with fine. He ain't gonna play a card there now. So I Storm, Enchantress.
Wind, aid my hand.
Yeah, because he's got a flood deck, he ain't gonna be able to put that much power there. To be honest, I could just stick Nebula down and let her handle it. And then rescue over here. I think that's gonna be fine. What did he play? Enchantress, yeah, for some big power. So turn 5 I get +2, and turn 6 I get +2. So I should win both. Nice. So it gets +2 now, and +2 next turn. So turn to a 5, turn to a 7. And we should win over here as well. Just turn to a 9. And he's gonna retreat straight away. There's nowhere for him to play any cards. That's the power of the control deck, my friend. Nice, I'm glad he gifted me the cubes. I guess he respected the players. Just locking down them lanes, man. That was such a smart play to play Nebula in mid and then play Rescue on right. Let's go! And I was sucking my own dick a little bit there by telling myself that was a smart play, but it's literally the power of this deck is like just locking down lanes and stopping them from being able to win. Oh, it's the same guy. Alright, cool. So we're gonna play Daredevil. Okay, Nova. So he has Killmonger probably. Ooh. Might double Zabu. Or double Zabu next time. Oh no, that sucks for me, I think. Doesn't work anymore, does it? Daredevil won't work. Please don't go over there. Nice, perfect. I mean, what we could do is this plus this, and then we Cosmo on the last turn. Yeah, cool. Shang-Chi. Makes sense. I think we keep priority though. I think we should just Cosmo now. This sucks, by the way. Or do I go super risky and do this? Fuck it, let's go. Let's do it. We win again. Amazing plays, bro. I mean, just to be safe, we can follow what's oh, so it's only gonna be a 5. That and that. Be safe. Nice. I don't think we can lose here. You can only play 2 cards anyway, so left we win. Again, yeah, we locked down both lanes. Professor X. We played it, and it was unlucky because he could have locked down here and it could have screwed us up a little bit, but all good. Is all good. Rescue go to waste, but I think sometimes I need to use rescue as a bait. Ooh. What does that get? 2, 4, 6, 8. That gets to a pretty big card. we just got to try and lock down everywhere else. Oh, he played Nebula over there. Okay, no problem. Oh, nice. Boss Sinister as well. That means I ain't gonna play nothing but over here. Imagine if you played Daredevil in Boss Sinister, so you got to see like 7 turns ahead. That should be lit. Oh no. Oh no. I don't want a Cosmo here because I'm kind of scared. Prof X Boss Sinister. Oh, he Cosmo. Oh. Wow, we would have played the exact same shit. I guess I should have just to stop Nebula from buffing up. I could even Storm to give myself another turn on here. No, I won't actually because it won't work like that. I'm just going to flood over here then. But then I need to be... I'm scared of Space Throne. This literally locks everything up. I could play Enchantress, takes us to 8 power, but he's going to win over there anyway. Alright, fuck it. He plays something in Space Front already. Nice, let's go. That's a snap right there. Oh, shit. Oh, no, it's fine. I'm going to draw enough cards, I think, that I will win over there. Yeah, I will. Because that's going to go to 7, then it's going to go to 9. Let's go! What are you going to play? 2, 6, so 6 power. 6 power, but wait, what if I... That's all I can do though. That takes me to 5 power. That means I lose mid. But I just wanted to stop Darkhawk from proccing. 6, so I mean I can just win like this and I win mid. But then it puts 1 rock into my deck, so this he will be a 10. Then I draw 1 card, he'll go that down to 8. She'll be a 9. Yeah, I win. Let's go. Let's go! Oh yeah, shit, I should have Draxed. What am I doing? Why didn't I Drax? I don't know why I didn't Drax, bro. Yeah, Drax was the right play. I don't know why I didn't play Drax, but oh well. Sometimes I'm a bit brain dead. What's he gonna do? You may as well just leave, my boy. Does he think he's gonna win? Does he not know maths? There's nothing he can play. He can't play a card. What is he thinking about? That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, I still win anyway, but Drax would have been the way to like secure the win more. But I mean, there was nothing he could do. Absolutely nothing he could do. Playing Darkhawk in there was a bit weird though. I think he done the maths right.
This just in.
Oh shit, Spider-Man. I like that. Spider-Man. And set up for my Professor X. Oh, Yes. I could even Spider-Man middle, right? Well, it depends on what he plays, and then it'll go back into my deck, right? Not yet, though. Oh my days, yeah, now, because we can play him next turn. Oh my god. Yes, he didn't play anything in mid.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Oh my days. Let's go. Oh shit, okay, no problem. I mean, if you want to snap, you can snap, bro. You can only play one card over here, though, so... I'm gonna be able to beat you with power over here, there's no way. And you've already filled it up, great. Oh, he Green Goblin me, shit. Okay. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. We can just rescue and then... Chavez. Just give us 18 power. What do you think he played? Oh, he played Spider-Man. Okay. We just do this. Which stops him. That takes us to 1. Yeah, okay. And then he can't play anything. Then should I just play Enchantress? I mean, what does that take me to? 1. I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna play Chavez just to secure it, but no problem.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Oh no! Oh no! I didn't fucking realize. Where's Chavez? I didn't draw Chavez. Oh, because it's in mid. What am I doing? Bro, I'm so dumb. Wait, this takes me to 9. It gives me 2, so it takes me to 11. No! Bro, all I had to do was play Enchantress first. Oh, I'm so upset. If I Enchantress and then... Oh, my opponent retreated as well. Fuck, I should have just fucking ended the fucking game. Of course he retreated. I snapped. He thought I had something in the bag. Fuck, bro. I'm so dumb. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I put a lot of effort into it, so as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me massively. Come by the Twitch channel, come and stop by, watch me rage, scream on my screen, spin around in my chair, and just do madness. I tried to include me losing in this because I felt I've never put my losses in or my retreats in. It's because I'm trying to condense down the videos, and if I put losses, retreats, plus wins, their video ends up being like 40-50 minutes, so... if you guys want to see more retreats, so you guys can understand maybe when you don't have your win conditions, then let me know. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys try out my Nebula control deck. It's definitely different to the ones that are out there, and I think it works because you just need to catch your opponents off guard. And I think this has a little bit of surprise with the rescue and some other cards that maybe not everybody is playing. So let me know how it goes for you guys. Let me know how your Climb to Infinite is going, and let me know what kind of decks you want to see next. Peace out. Yobuko's gone.
Spending too much time wishing on a star. Realize that you're just sitting in the dark, home for a spark, waiting for no other shot with an arc. But I ain't going 2 by 2. I'ma cruise right by you. If it's all that I do, high IQ, let me prove what you gon'